Hi guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to my start to finish process video series. I'm making the journal for Lisa at Handmade from Lisa. We did a journal swap and I am just filming my process. So I hope you're enjoying this. I hope it's helpful in some way. Yeah, so today we are going to do the spine so that I can go ahead and sew my signatures in and then I can start decorating. So I had I'd shown you the cover that I want to use because I think it's just beautiful. It is this lovely mauvey, pinky, purple color, and then it has all of this little gold detail going on in there. I love it. Yeah, so I have already cleaned up the edge on this one. As you can see, it's just raw there. Okay, and I'm gonna do this one so that you can see how I did that. So let me grab my massive cutter and I'll be right back. Okay, my desk is not even big enough for this thing. It's crazy massive, but that's okay. I usually use it on a table behind me, but excuse me, this will work. All right, so what I want to do, I want to make sure that I have these exactly the same size. So let me measure this one. It is just about 5 1/8. No, just kind of in between 5 and 5 1/8. So just get an idea here. Make sure. Oops. Okay, you gotta be on the table at least. So I'm gonna do 5 1/16. So I think that'll be fine, and I can kind of feel where the edge is here, and I think that should maybe. Let's go a little further. I think my book cover is not straight. It is from 1961, so you can't fault it too much. But I don't want to cut into the book too much, so, or the cover. I'm just kind of inching it over a bit at that side. All right, ready? And this cutter is just brilliant for that kind of work. I used to, have to pull out the cutting mat and all that jazz. All right, yeah, I did a pretty good job. It's, yeah, I don't know, pretty perfect, I think. So yeah, we've got a clean edge there, so that's nice. Let me move this out of the way. And get all of this mess off my desk. All right, so here is my front and here's my back, and yeah, I'm very happy with that. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is cover up this this exposed edge here, approximately and I'll trim it down. Oh, whoops. Well, good thing I had enough, right? There we go. So what I'm gonna do, I'm trying to decide which part I want on the front. I think I want that to show. but I'm gonna have to, it's kind of gonna have to be like half and half because it's gotta wrap around. So let me just add my glue to the raw edge, and then we can work it out from there. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac because it is fabric that we're using here. And all right. And I'm just going to kind of try and center that piece, you know, as best I can. Like I said, this is solely to look, you know, to make it look nicer. So I'm not terribly worried about it. And then that'll fold over. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Let me trim off. Can you kind of see there? Hopefully what I did. And then you've got the piece on the back here. And you won't even, this won't even show. It'll get covered up, so no worries there. Or, yeah, no, it's gonna get covered up. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue that part first because I'm not too worried about excess glue and all that jazz, because it will get covered. Like that. All right, there we go. And then you have a very nice edge as opposed to that raw kind of cardboard edge there. So yeah, I like how that looks a lot. And like I said, you won't see this part. So yeah, okay, that looks nice. And it's sticking fairly well. So I'm just gonna set that one aside and we will do this one. So I had said before that Lisa requested a Reader's Digest size hardcover journal. So that's why I'm using this cover, because it actually is a Reader's Digest cover, and it is old, 1961. And yeah, I think she will like it. I hope she likes it. I like it. Had it for a little while, and I've kind of been just waiting for the right project because, you know, of the color and everything, and this was just perfect. So okay, so there we go. Pretty simple. And now we have a nice edge on both pieces, and you can't see that. Okay, yeah, all right, so that is the back. And next, I'm gonna set this one aside as well. Check on the other one, just make sure everything is doing okay. There's some little bits hanging off here. Yep. All right, looking good. All right, so now we need to take care of the chipboard that I'm using as the spine. So I am simply going to cover this in some fabric that I had, I think it's tea. I think I tea dyed it, but it's got a tinge of pink to it, at least that I see. Anyway, all I'm gonna do is attach this, and it actually, you know, you can still see the piece, but it's not as white anymore. So I kind of like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do all my gluing on this side, because you will not see any of this side. So it doesn't matter if my glue seeps. That's not a big deal. And first I'm going to, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Fabric is always tricky because you want to get, I'm going to miter it a bit, just in the interest of not having so much fabric there. Actually probably way more than I need, but that's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and glue. And I'm gonna put this around the perimeter, and then I'm gonna smooth it out. Just, you know, because I don't know. I don't like big globs coming through. Even if I can't see it, it just bothers me. So let's just kind of smooth it out a little. And we'll even put a little bit, if I can, on the edges. Just a bit. All right. So I'm gonna do my long sides first. I don't know that it particularly matters, but that's what I'm gonna do. And I want to make sure just pull this nice and tight here. Nice, and I'm not worried about that like extra. I can just cut that off, actually. It's not a big deal. All right, and then let's see if we can get this corner, kind of fold it in. Not 100% pleased with that, but I'm not sure how else to do it. So it is what it is. Hopefully you can maybe see what I'm doing. Sorry. I'm sort of like when you wrap a present, but it's not quite doing that. It's mostly I'm just kind of tucking stuff and you know, trying to get it to stay where I want without too much trouble. All right. Okay, so that is covered now. So, you know, that looks nice, I think. And what I'm gonna do, I have to think. This goes on the outside. Yeah, okay, so what I'm gonna do, I have the other part, I'm gonna let this dry. I have the pieces for the other part of the spine that will go on the inside, but will show on the outside a little bit. So I have a piece of Tyvek, because this stuff is practically indestructible, and that will keep my paper from deteriorating over time as this is, you know, opened and closed. And I cut it just a tad smaller than my 2 pieces of cardstock that are avocado dyed. So it will reinforce the score lines where the book opens and closes. That Tyvek will keep everything nice, if that makes sense. And I think I'm gonna actually sew this. So I'm just gonna add some glue in the middle to hold everything, you know, together while I'm sewing. The reason I'm sewing is because I'm adding some lace, and I think it'll just be nicer to have it sewn on there. So let me go ahead and, all right, get that nice and glued. And then we'll do the same thing with the other piece. To make sure that's nice and lined up, because I've already cut this to the size that I want it, and I don't want to have to worry about you know, trimming it anymore. So I think that is good. Oops. Where is my bone folder? Just go ahead and give it a good burnish here. So that's all good and stuck down in the center. Okay. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is I am going to use this pretty lace, and it is going to wrap around so you can see it on both sides. And I'm just going to sew that on and sew around the whole shebang. Let me get glue stick maybe, just to kind of hold this in place for me. Okay, and then my spine piece will sit in the middle of that on the outside, and then this will be the inside. Right? Yeah, that's right. And then I'll create, I forgot about that part. I need to create another piece exactly like this one to go on the inside. Yes, I do need to do that. Okay, all right, I am going to trim off my extra lace here. Okay, and I'm gonna turn off the camera, go sew this together, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and sewed around my, I don't know what to call it, the inside piece that will hold everything together. Okay, and I made another spine for the inside. That's where I will sew my signatures to, and then that'll get glued on the inside, so you won't see the strings on the outside. So I finished that, and then this is my outer spine that will go on the other side of this piece and show on the outside. And I realized that that lace I put on this piece is going to be covered up by the covers. So I was like, duh, on the outside only. On the inside, you'll see it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just attach a piece of that lace on the outer spine so that it, you know, I don't know, it'll just look prettier. And I'm just gonna use glue for that, just my art glitter glue. And there we go. Okay, so that is finished. It just needs to dry, so I'm just gonna sit that over on the side. And then this piece that my signatures will be attached to, I just need to add a little bit of glue to hold down this flap. I actually sewed this one as opposed to gluing it because it was a lot thinner piece of chipboard. It's more like cereal box thickness, or even probably the back of a scrapbook pad, because it just needs to, you know, it's going to get glued down. It doesn't need to be that thick. All right, let me grab something to wipe my hands off with while everything is drying, and then I'll kind of show you what I have, what I'm going to do here. All right, so this piece we'll deal with in a minute, because this is where we're going to sew the signatures. So I'm just going to set that aside. I told you that I kept two of the background pages from the kit out so that I could use them somewhere else, and this is one of the pages, and I'm actually going to use this. I thought I was okay with this inside, but I kind of decided I'm not. So I am going to glue that down. Actually, I will just cover up. I just want to cover, you know, the sheet that's already in there. And I think I like that much better. That makes me much happier. So, and I was thinking about kind of cutting it here and making a little like slit pocket in the front and the back. And actually, I kind of like that idea. So this is our front, right? Okay, I just want to make sure, because the back has a couple scratches, so I don't mind. I just, you know, would rather have the better piece on the front. All right, so this is how this is going to go, and then this is going to sit here, and then we'll have to, you know, score. So do I want to do that? Do I want to make a little pocket? I'm thinking it's dangerous. But I think I will. I think I will. So I'm just gonna cut, you know, I don't know, just down here somewhere on both of these, and I will be right back. Okay, so essentially I have a 3-inch pocket, and what's nice is this isn't horrible in the background, so you know, that will kind of be visible, like, you know, when you're putting stuff in the pocket, but not horribly. I'm okay with it. I almost just left it the way it was, so obviously I'm pretty okay with it, right? All right, so there's that. So let's go ahead and attach these. This can be just completely glued down, so I'm going to go ahead and do that with my Fabri-Tac. And like I said, I'm lining it up with that piece that's already there. So that's the size I cut it to, and that works pretty well. So, all right. And then this piece is our little pocket. So I am gonna, no, it'll be fine. Let's see. Do I want to put a thumb notch in it? Just maybe a little one. Maybe not quite that little. Just so it's obvious that it's a pocket. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, and then we'll just add glue to the 3 sides. Yeah, all right. And again, I'm just using that paper that's already there as my guide. There. And I got glue all over my mat, and I dropped that, of course. Just want to make sure that's sticking well. There. Good. I like that a lot. That's cool. And then, you know, you've got a little pocket here, and I think I have this piece that I wrote Lisa's name on with a copper pen. And I thought that could actually go right there. Or, no. Nope, I like it there. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and put that down because, well, maybe I wanna put something behind it. I'll wait on that because I'm not in decorating mode right now, so I don't want to do something that I, will regret later. Okay, so there's that cover, and then we've got the back cover. We'll do the exact same thing. Let me just thumb notch here, a little bit of ink. All right. Now this pocket is going to be covered up a bit, so I just thought of that. My thumb notch will no longer be where it's supposed to be, or no, sorry, it's where it's supposed to be, but it won't be centered anymore after I attach the piece that holds the spine. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with this not lining up right though. Come on. All right, there we go. Okay, there's our back cover. I am happy with that. Now, I'm gonna scooch up my board here because I want to show you how I'm going to do this. So I have I want about 1/8 of an inch gap between this spine piece and my covers. So I'm just making sure everything is nice and lined up. Like that. Now this piece, I don't think it matters. Nope, except that I did make a sewing error. So this piece is going to glue down like this. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna do it, right? Let's just do it. So it'll end up covering up some of those pockets, but that's okay. I don't care. Kind of knew that was gonna happen. Obviously. So I'm gonna put the glue on this piece. And I just want to make sure that I get it, nice to the edges. No, I'll actually just use my finger then and smooth it around. Make sure that I've got it good without a whole lot of seepage, because nobody wants seepage. That's not fun. All right. Plenty of glue here. All right. All right, here we go. I am using these lines here, this pink part, as my guide. And I'm actually going to stand up and make sure that I'm getting it straight here. Hold that down for a minute while I get the glue off my hand. All right. And I'm gonna flip it over. And make sure that piece in the middle is good and secure. And I just want to double check that everything is lined up, and it really is. I did a pretty good job. Sometimes it doesn't go that well, guys, right? Sometimes it just doesn't, but it did this time, so I'm happy. All right, oh, and I really like how that looks. The avocado dyed paper is almost exactly the right shade, as you know, the same shade as this piece. I really like this. I think Lisa is gonna like it too. I hope she does. All right, and I just want to make sure that right. So that is our spine. Almost complete. Well, I mean, it's complete. We just have to glue in the other piece once we sew in our signatures here. Now, I want to kind of start just ever so gently getting the bend in here, but not too much yet because we don't want to we want the glue to dry first. But what I can do is come in here with my bone folder, just kind of right up against here, the edge of my covers, and just score it a bit, and that'll help then. As well, hopefully. And we can do it on this side too, if can under, well, I don't think we need to do that right now. I'm gonna let it dry. And then we'll deal with it later. All right. So as you can see, we have everything looks very neat and orderly here. I'm very happy with this. Very, very happy. All right. So I'm gonna stop the video because this is a really long one. And I don't know, I might actually split this one up. I'm going to sew my signatures onto this piece, which will then go here. And I don't think, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't think you need to watch me do that. It's kind of boring. and I've done it in other videos. So yeah, I'll do that, and then I will come back and we can start decorating, which is super exciting. That's my favorite part, I think, is the decorating. So all right guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that it was inspiring, or that you learned something new, or that you just had fun watching. And you know, give me a thumbs up if you did like it, and I will be back real soon with the next part of this series. And I hope you have a fantastically blessed day, and take care of yourselves, guys. See you next time. Bye.